Hello and welcome back to This McCrazy Wife. In today's video, we're going to take a trip to Butler, Ohio, where we stayed this past September at the lodge at Babel Brook. This was a family vacation that included my parents, sister, my husband, sons, and I. This was our fourth stay at this particular cabin, and it is perfect for our party of 7 plus our dog. It can be tricky to find a place that will comfortably hold 7 people, but this cabin does an excellent job of that. There's plenty of space for everyone to get together to eat or play some pool or watch a movie, but also plenty of room so everyone can get a little time to themselves. Now, when you walk into the cabin, you enter the kitchen area. There's plenty of seating in the kitchen around the table and at the bar. We spent a lot of our time in the kitchen eating and playing games around the table. Now you turn around in the kitchen and you're in the living room. There's a gorgeous stone fireplace, but we're always here in early fall, so we haven't gotten to use that yet. There's plenty of seating in the living room also, and a TV for family movie night. Now looking straight up, you can see the upstairs. There are 3 bedrooms upstairs plus a loft area. So we'll head into the master bedroom first. Now this room is always my parents' room. There's a queen bed along with a couple of dressers and a TV and a rocking chair. Very cute and cozy. This room also has an attached bathroom with a shower, and then it has like this little bathroom closet type of thing with a toilet. Just don't use the bathroom closet if you're claustrophobic. So we're going to head back out into the living room now, and let me introduce you to our beagle, Boone. This cabin was extremely dog friendly and only charged like $15 extra per night for him to stay. He absolutely lived his best life at this cabin. So now we're in another full bathroom. This one also has a shower in it. This is located really right off of the kitchen living room area. Then we continue on down, and there is a laundry room with a washer and dryer. Definitely something I made use of while we were there. But next we're heading upstairs where my sister and my 2 sons slept. There's a loft area up here with this giant beanbag chair, a day bed, and a trundle bed that can be pulled out. And it also has an awesome view of the living room area. Well, the 3 bedrooms upstairs are all very similar with just pretty much a bed and a closet. Just a side note, the beds here are so comfortable. The bedroom situation is perfect for us because everyone gets their own room. And I love the way this cabin is decorated, and I always end up inspired for decorating our home. Now, the last room up here also had a closet filled with toys, which is perfect if you have little kids. I remember the closet downstairs also had a pack and play in it. So that's the 3rd bedroom up here. And then when we come out here, here's another view of the living room. I just love this view. I love standing up here and just looking at how beautiful the layout is of this cabin. Well, we'll head downstairs and we'll see the last bedroom. Now this room was mine and my husband's, and it was so nice having the whole downstairs basically. We had a TV down here, and this bed was also extremely comfortable. And then there's a set of bunk beds in here as well. Now the final area in the cabin is this big game room with a TV and a bar. Now there's even a mini fridge to keep drinks and snacks downstairs for anyone playing pool. My husband and I enjoyed our morning hot drinks at this little table. And of course, the pool table is hours of fun and way too much laughing. I am the worst pool player and lack the patience to try any harder. There is also a half bathroom down here, and this cabin really has everything we needed and more. The best part of this cabin isn't actually the cabin though. It's the property it sits on. The cabin sits on 12 private acres and also includes a pond. Now you can fish in the pond, but if that's not your thing, there's also a canoe and a pedal boat. We spend so much time outside walking all around the property and just enjoying the peace and quiet. Quiet mornings on this massive front porch were incredible, and many a cup of coffee was enjoyed out here. It's not unusual to see deer out in the yard early in the morning, though our beagle made sure the deer were aware of his presence. Now, when you walk down the stairs, you come to the fire pit and the picnic area. This area was perfect for sitting and reading a book or watching people fishing down at the pond. The yard is very well maintained, so it's perfect for long walks. You can walk down by the pond, and there's a patch of woods that was really neat to walk through. The fire pit was perfect for evening fires and s'mores, and it's really convenient since there is a door right there leading to the lower level of the cabin. My favorite part of staying here is, of course, spending time with my family, but also just getting away from the craziness of life and enjoying the peace and quiet of nature. Quiet, that is, except for the rooster. The rooster's not quiet. lodge is located in beautiful Butler, Ohio, near Mohican State Park. There are plenty of restaurants, stores, including thrift stores nearby. There's also several places along the Shawshank Redemption Trail that you can visit if you're a fan of that movie. We visited one of the cabins a bit later in this video. We also visited Malabar Farm, which was the home of Lewis Bromfield, who was a Pulitzer Prize-winning author. You can tour the farm and the house. A few years ago, we did the guided tour inside the house and also the guided tractor-drawn wagon tour of the farm. I highly recommend doing the tours at least once. Now, the house we're passing now has an interesting history, and I will share a bit more about that when we visit the gift shop. But let's just say it has to do with a lovesick girl that was willing to murder for love. Continuing on to Malabar Farm now, this is a working farm, so you can walk around the barns and visit the animals as well. We did that the last time we were there, but not this time. The farm is well known for the famous people that stayed there throughout the years. It's said that anyone who stayed at the farm was put to work, including Hollywood actors such as James Cagney and Shirley Temple. The farm is also where Humphrey Bogart married Lauren Bacall. Even if we don't take the guided tours, we always visit the farm for the gift shop. In fact, this trip we visited the gift shop twice. There's a lot of educational info in the visitor center, as well as that friendly parrot that you saw at the beginning of the video that may or may not speak to you. You can, of course, buy Lewis Bromfield's books here, as well as a lot of books on gardening and sustainable living. Now, a lot of the stuff in this gift shop is just your basic gift shop things, but because he was very much into farming and agriculture and sustainable living, there's a lot that is geared towards that. Now, I love the sweatshirts and the t-shirts and the hats, though they didn't have a whole lot of them this time. But so many fun things in here, and it's a little pricey, of course, but the money goes towards the farm, so I feel like it is a good cause. I thought this sweatshirt was really, really cute, and I was tempted, but I didn't end up getting it. Here's a lot of the pamphlets that I was talking about. They had like how to make birdhouses and bee houses and all kinds of really fun projects. They have a lot of stuffed animals and water bottles and things for kids. When our kids were younger and we came here, it was fun for them to pick out a stuffed animal. And I mean, I love stuffed animals, so. But lots of water bottles and gardening tools. I thought that horse was adorable. I feel like there really is something here for everybody. If you are like me and when you go on vacation, you like to visit a gift shop and take home some sort of a souvenir to remember your trip by. I know whenever I'm at this gift shop, I always want the dishes that they have. They're so fun, and I love all the camping stuff and just kind of the outdoorsy stuff. I thought these leather keychains and coin purses were really cool. My thing, though, that I always go for is a mug. I love getting a mug on vacation, and then every time I use it, it reminds me of our vacation. I also really loved these measuring spoons and kind of regret that I did not get them. There is, of course, maple syrup and coffee, and then some more mugs. I actually chose the mug that I showed just before this with the leaf prints on it, but they had some really beautiful mugs. And then pancake mix to go along with your pure maple syrup. And then you've got different sauces, honey, and then the pure maple sugar candy for anyone who likes that. That is not my thing, but I know some people do enjoy it. And then you can even buy a maple syrup kit and tap your own trees. I think that's what that was anyways. So heading back over here, a few more shirts, and then the books. There was an interesting selection of books here for sure, along with Lewis Bromfield's books. But this one, The Witch of Mansfield, was odd. But this one here, The Seeley Rose Murders. Now remember that house we passed earlier? Well, that was the house of Seeley Rose. Apparently, she fell in love with a neighbor boy and felt her family was standing in her way of true love. Now, this was back in 1896. She poisoned her parents and brother with some arsenic she had hidden. Her dad and brother died shortly after, but her mom survived. She poisoned her mom again a month later, ending her life as well. She ended up in an asylum where she later died, not married to that guy she killed her family over. Okay, so on to less creepy things. Have you ever done one of these souvenir coins? It's kind of interesting now, especially since they no longer make pennies. But you just put 50 cents in along with your penny. You choose what design you want, and then you crank the handle until it spits out your souvenir penny. Honestly, is it even legal to do that to a penny? I don't know, but it's cool anyway. So you just crank it, and then it's gonna spit out your very flat souvenir penny. There it is. It really doesn't take much to impress me.
Hello.
So this friendly parrot is right outside the gift shop. He really didn't talk to me, but he did talk to my husband. But it was really neat to see him. This area is filled with information about Louis Bromfield and all his work that he did as a conservationist and an organic farmer. I'm sure if you have young kids, they would really get a kick out of this, but our sons and my husband and I, we enjoyed it too. It's really neat, a lot of information in here. Just about farming or about animals, just in general. Very, very cool. And then you could look out these windows to see if you could spot, I guess, birds or, I don't know, maybe even deer. Very cool though. And then they had different furs hanging here so you could kind of get an idea of what the different animals feel like. And this fun Jeep that we all took turns sitting in and being goofy, taking fun family pictures. Now, after you leave the farm center, you can take just a short drive to visit the cabins on the property. From what I understand, you actually rent these cabins and stay in them. Now, we were headed specifically to, I don't know how to say it, it's P-U-G-H. It's either Pooh or Pug cabin that was featured in the movie Shawshank Redemption. Now, I have never seen the movie, but it was still really neat to see a site featured in a movie. Apparently there's a whole trail around this area to visit various places shown in the movie. I know there's something about a tree and then this cabin. There's also the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield. Now we haven't been there yet, but I really want to visit that sometime. Now we couldn't go any closer to the cabin on this day because there were people that were staying there. So we had to respect that and not go too close to the cabin. But it was still neat to just see it there. I guess this was the cabin shown at the beginning of the movie, or I don't know, those of you who have seen the movie, you probably would recognize that cabin. There are several trails in this area to walk, including one that takes you to a cave that you can walk through. We did that a couple years ago and it was so awesome. There are a lot of really, really neat trails in this area. There is a big hill mountain thing called Mount G's. We did that the one year. That is really neat. It is quite a drive up very high. I do remember that about it. Again, we didn't revisit all of the places. We've been here several times now, and we didn't revisit all of the places. But there are actually several fun shops and restaurants around the area also, because Mohican State Park is right around this area, so there's plenty to do if you're here in the summertime. I believe a lot of it's closed when we go in the fall, but that's okay. There's still tons to do here even in the fall. Now, one of our favorite stops is this store right here. They have beautiful flowers and produce. I actually filmed a tour of the inside and then realized I wasn't actually filming at all. So I didn't get any footage of the inside and I was so annoyed. But they have an incredible bakery. So that's the name, Mohican Country Market. They have a bakery in here. They also have sandwiches and like prepared food. And I think it's kind of like a little restaurant in there, and they have delicious coffee. So we always enjoy visiting there. Anywhere you go in this area, it is a beautiful drive through the country. I cannot recommend enough a stay at this lodge and a trip around beautiful Butler, Ohio. I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse into our family vacation. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.